You're in the right place. Grab your surfboard, the water is ready, and let's dive in.
The beginning of the month, we have the Scorpio Ophiuchus cusp is happening with the sun up until the 5th. And then on the 5th, we have the last quarter moon. So it's beautiful that the last day that the sun mingles with the Scorpio stars is also the last quarter moon, which means that we'll have a lot of time to process what it is that we're fully releasing, what it is that that Scorpio energy has taught us, has brought up for us, has shown us in the depths of ourselves, in the depths of the underworld that is available within us and all around us as well, right? We might be dealing with other people's darkness as well during this time. And this is when we get to really look at it and fully release it, see what else needs to be released. That's what last quarter moons are about, is to see what else is remnant there, what is ready to be let go of. And then the next day we get to begin pure Ophiuchus season. We would have already been dancing with the Ophiuchus stars, but during December 6th is when we enter the pure Ophiuchus solar season. So it's just Ophiuchus stars that we are dancing with, literally. And that is also the same day that Neptune retrograde ends, which I think is so powerful because we're entering this cosmic portal of Ophiuchus where we're deepening our level of self-healing, our self-knowing, our self-containment, our self-awareness. And what we're able to do with our creativity is expanding so much. And then Neptune retrograde ending, not Mercury, Neptune, it means that we get to deepen our level of subconscious knowing, deepen our level of creativity. And this goes so beautifully with Ophiuchus energy. It's really divinely orchestrated is what you can see here. And it's so beautiful to honor this time in the year, to really honor your creativity, to honor your psychic knowing, that psychic awareness that you have, that takes from the ethers, that allows it in from the heavens, and then you get to create and shine beauty onto the world from that connection that you have from all around you. So really deeply connecting to your power and to your creative energy as we move into Ophiuchus season with Neptune out of retrograde. And then the next day, like I've said before, all of the Jewish high holidays are very cosmically aligned. So their New Year, Rosh Hashanah, happens in September, and that is aligned to when Virgo season begins. And then Hanukkah is aligned this year with when Ophiuchus season begins. So Hanukkah, the first night of it, begins on the 7th of December, which is so beautiful. So for all of you celebrating, I celebrate you and this Hanukkah season. And I know that there is so much turmoil happening with the Jewish people right now in the world. So I just send love and prayers for all people to have peace on this planet, and especially to have beauty during these beautiful high holidays and sacred celebrations that we have in December. The next day, December 8th, there's two really beautiful things that are happening. Mars and Antares, the royal star inside of Scorpio, Antares, that looks like Mars, which is called Antmares, which is anti-Mars, which is what Antares means. And Mars. So the planet, the star that looks like Mars and Mars are actually coming together. They are going to be conjunct. So this is going to be a really, really powerful time for deep action to be activated into your body, for deeper action to be put forth from you into your work, into your sacred creations. And it's also the feast of the Immaculate Conception. I don't know how it was that the Immaculate Conception happens on December 8th, and then, Christ is meant to be born on the 25th, but I don't know how the ways of the church and how they define their calendars. But it is the Immaculate Conception. So think of it as this moment, this conception moment where so much new activity is going to be coming through you for you to be creating on December 8th. Where this new depth of clarity is coming from you, from Antares, from the Scorpionic stars in Mars. So Mars is currently in Scorpio, and this is going to be its kind of culmination point when it has this Antares conjunction. So it's going to be a really powerful moment to be like, whoa, there's this new depth available to me. There's this new level that I'm ready to share, that I'm ready to take action on, this moment of conception of this new concept, of this new idea, of this new way of being, and you're just going to go out there and share it. So I'm really, really excited for this. So that's December 8th. And then on December 10th, we have Human Rights Day. So really, again, powerful day to be reflecting on the human rights of all of us as humans, as one, and to be sending out so much love, so much healing into the world through prayer, through meditation, through the work that you do, through the sacred offerings that you have, through your charitable donations, whatever that might be. This is the time for holy union with us all, and for the human rights of all people to be cherished and to be upheld. And this is also the day when Mars goes into Ophiuchus. So we have that culmination point on December 8th, and then on the 10th, Mars is in Ophiuchus. And Ophiuchus is, again, the master healer, is the one that could actually resurrect the dead. They were such a powerful healer, and that's why they were killed, is because Hades and the Fates didn't want no dead people, no dead souls. That's what they're there for. That's what Hades, the god of the underworld, lives for. And so Ophiuchus, the master healer, was killed and then put up in the sky to commemorate him. And so the fact that Human Rights Day is also the day that Mars goes into the healing center of Ophiuchus is really profound. It's a moment for us to reflect on what can be our action, what can be our movement, what can we do in order to sustain the human rights of all people. So it's really a moment to reflect on your own philanthropy, on your own giving back, on your own work. And I know that many of you are already doing work that's adjacent to this, that directly feeds into people living more harmonious, beautiful lives and healing human rights violations that have already happened, right, with trauma healing. So thank you for the sacred work that you do. And this is going to be a really powerful day to tune into this energy of what action can you take to expand the rights of all humans. Really beautiful. Then on December 12th, we have the Ophiuchus new moon. So this is so powerful. We don't actually have a Scorpio new moon at this time. Our last new moon was in Libra. And so this new moon is going to be in Ophiuchus, and it's going to be purely in the Ophiuchus stars. So again, all of that energy that's already been culminating around what can you do to create, what can you do to create more healing in the planet, is going to be activated even more deeply. But it is healing that is fun. It is healing that is creative. It is healing that is musical, and that is otherworldly, and that doesn't exactly look like the typical forms of healing that we know, but it can also look like that, but more expanded, more deeper, even more creative than before. So this is going to be a moment in your marketing where you can really set powerful intentions for how can I share my healing gifts, how can I share the gifts of what I do in order to support and heal the planet, and support and heal the people that I am meant to serve and that I do serve in a more expansive way. So the Ophiuchus new moon is going to be a beautiful time to be dancing with your desires and with your intentions for what it is that you truly desire around healing, especially healing around that which has been hidden, that which has been occulted, that which has been tabooed for us. Being able to look at those subjects, being able to look at those arenas within ourselves, it's going to be really powerful. And so having this new moon in Ophiuchus is going to be a powerful time for all of us to deepen our own creations and to deepen what we're willing to offer to the world. So set powerful intentions that day. Okay. Next, after that Ophiuchus new moon, we are going to have Mercury retrograde beginning on December 13th. So on the sacred 13 day, we will have Mercury retrograde beginning. So this Mercury will be in Sagittarius. And so this is kind of double Mercury energy with it being in Sagittarius, because Sagittarius is known to be a very expansive communicator and to be a talker. And so we're going to be having a lot of, during the holiday season and during the first week of December, We're going to be having this Mercury retrograde time to reflect on and to really heal the way that we communicate, the way that we communicate with ourselves, and the way that we communicate with our clients. It's a good time to change your messaging, to change your copywriting, to get more support with how is it that you're communicating, what it is that you're doing, and to really reflect, review, reevaluate, and take this moment of this retrograde cycle, not to fear the retrograde and to be afraid that you won't be able to do anything, but to actually put in so much powerful energy into refining what it is that you do, what it is that you're here to say, what it is that you're here to teach. Maybe going through some of your previous courses and adding new elements, updating things, making it even more powerful, communicating with even more gusto, with even more power. After all of that new moon energy and after all of that Mars energy, we have so much within us, and then all of that gets to be expressed out through our Mercury expression and the way that we think. And this is also a really powerful time to do mindset work. So really reflecting on your mindset and how you think about this time of year, how you think about your business, how you think about yourself, how you perceive yourself as a leader. This is what this Mercury retrograde period is really for. Okay, so then on the 16th of December, we have Venus going into Libra, which is going to be so beautiful. Venus is home here in Libra, so this is going to be a beautiful addition to the energy. Currently, Venus is in Virgo. So we are still moving through, how is it that we can care for ourselves and love ourselves in our day-to-day paths, with day-to-day health and wellness being present. But once Venus is in Libra, our relationships are going to be so much at the forefront, and our relationships to ourselves, our relationships to our clients, our relationships to our loved ones, to our romantic partners is going to be really at the forefront during the Venus in Libra period. So take this time, it's only a couple of weeks that Venus will be in Libra, to really reflect on the people that you love and how it is that you love your clients. It might be a good moment to think of how you're going to celebrate your clients and thank them for being with you this year, for working with you this last year, right? Maybe sending them gifts or cards or emails or whatever that might be, really focusing on how you can express the love that is within you to your sacred clients. And then also thinking about your loving relationships and what it is that you need in your relationships in your life, so that you can show up as a more powerful leader in your business with more love and expression to give, a leader of love and peace and harmony, which I know you all are. Okay, so that's Venus in Libra. Then on the 19th, we have the first quarter moon. So all of that energy that we started to cultivate during the Ophiuchus full moon is coming to a fruition point on the first quarter moon. And on the 19th, right before we enter Sag season, this is going to be the last day of Ophiuchus season. So again, we get to have this review moment of what did we learn during Ophiuchus season? What did we come up with? What creativity exuded from us? And what healing took place that we can now celebrate? So this is really a moment to celebrate yourself, to celebrate how far you've come, to celebrate all the healing work that you've done this year, but especially during the Ophiuchus season. And then the next day, on the 20th of December, we have Sagittarius season beginning. So this is, again, a really powerful and expansive time to dive into your truth, to dive into your expansive nature, to dive into more exploration, more travel, more love, more connection, more community, more events, more partying, more celebration in the world. So we go through all of this darkness during Scorpio season, and then all this transmutation and healing during Ophiuchus season, and then during Sag season, we just get to celebrate. We just get to have fun. We just get to keep expanding and glowing. And so this is really the time when you get to celebrate that you have done this healing, that you are the healed healer. And what can you do with that? How can you expand and share that even more? So this is when your marketing gets to get really fun. You get to have a lot of fun with it. You get to celebrate. You get to make memes. I mean, you get to do that all the time anyway, but you might be really especially inspired to be humorous in your marketing, in your sharing during Sagittarius season. And it's just going to be a powerful time to have a laugh or two or three. The next day is solstice, winter or summer, depending on where you are in the world. And it's also the start of Yule, our sacred celebration in the pagan traditions. So solstice is the point of the highest light or the highest darkness, depending on where you are in the earth. So it is the polarity of light. So it's a really powerful moment to really honor sunlight and to honor what it means in your life and to honor the returning of the light If it is winter solstice, it will start to get brighter and brighter every day. This will be the darkest day. So it's to sit with the darkness of the night, to sit with the stars, to sit with the cosmos, to sit with the darkness within, and honor that happier, brighter days are coming, right? That is also that Sagittarius season energy. And then if you're in the summer season, it is the brightest day, it is the longest day. So celebrating that light, celebrating that short, dark day, and really honoring that this is the start of Yule, that this is the start of this sacred time to honor these rituals and these transits of the earth and the sun, and to really honor this time in the year as a portal to a new start, because the solstice points are our 6-month points. So whatever happens during this new season, you can really honor it until the next solstice in June in Gemini. And so it is a new start, it is a fresh new beginning, it is really a new year in many ways, right? I always think of the new year as really in spring, right? The start of Aries season, when things are actually starting to bloom, starting to bud, spring starting to bloom and bud, not blood. And so that's funny that got caught in there. Even though the spring equinox is actually in Pisces, but we really start to see the blooming of flowers during the Aries season. So at least up here in the northern hemisphere, that is. And so this is a really powerful time to honor that this is a new beginning, that this is a new cycle, that this is a new start, this solstice season. So honoring that this is also a new start for your business. You can even think of it, I'm thinking of my year as like really ending on this day, and then I'm going to be taking time off afterwards, and not really doing much in my business until the new year. And so it could also be this moment where you take a moment to take time off and to really regroup and to look at your year and what you've created, and then to plan for the next year ahead in terms of the Gregorian calendar. And not just the Gregorian calendar, but also these natural cycles of the earth and the sun. So this is our culmination point of the highest light, highest darkness. And it also, especially for those of us in the winter season, it's a really great time to go inward, to go retreat, and to have some time in reveling in that darkness, reveling in that quiet space, that void space, where we can then create more afterwards once the sun starts to emerge even more. Okay, on the 22nd of December, we have the Mercury and Sun conjunction in Sagittarius. So Mercury and the Sun are going to be meeting inside of Sagittarius, which is going to be, again, a moment of really deeply expanding your communication, your expression, your mindset, what is possible for you moving from here. This is a really powerful time to consider what is it that I was saying all year? What was I communicating? What was I putting out there? And how can that change? How can that transform? How can that be even more expanded? How can that be even bigger and reach even more people as we go into this next season? So it's really a review moment, and a big time to perhaps even have something big that you say to your audience before the holiday season really begins, or before you take time off, or whatever that looks like for you. It's a really powerful moment to have deep expression occurring. And then, of course, December 24th is Christmas Eve, and then the 25th is Christmas. And it's a really beautiful day because on winter solstice, the sun is at its lowest point, and then it stays at those low points for 3 days. And then on the 25th is when it starts to emerge again. So it's this whole rebirth portal that actually happens with the sun physically in the sky during Christmas, which is so profound to witness. So there really is this return of this light, this return of illumination at the Christmas period. And it's so beautiful to honor this, and also to honor, Christ and the Christ traditions during this time as well. So Merry Christmas to all of you that celebrate it. And then on the 26th, on the day after Christmas, we have so much happening. It's not just Boxing Day. It's not just a day to do a bunch of sales if you'd like to in your business. But it is the Gemini full moon, and it's also the first day of Kwanzaa, and it's also the day that Chiron gets out of retrograde. So this is really powerful. This is going to be a really, really powerful day for the moments that you noticed in yourself that you felt wounding, right? Chiron is the wounded healer within us. where you were maybe reviewing a lot of your wounds during Chiron retrograde over the last few months. And now during this full moon, it's like it's fully illuminated. That level of healing that you did, all of those wounds that you excavated from yourself are there and present, and you can see your new mind. You can see the new way that you think about things. You can see the new way that you're going to communicate and express, right? All of this Gemini energy, it's like, how are you going to teach this? How are you going to teach this wound healing that you've done for yourself? Now you can give that to others as a gift. And so it's a really powerful point of illumination, this full moon, to look at what is it that we're going to be teaching other people, and how is it that we're going to be communicating, and how is it that our minds are new and that we can express that within our marketing, within our expression. And this is something beautiful that you get to be with and illuminate on. And of course, you can share it during this time. This can be a new sale that you do at this time for Boxing Day, or you can just sit with it and then share more in the new year when you're back to your sacred work. Really, really powerful day to reflect on all of that healing that you have done for yourself as a healer, and then to see how you can give that out and teach it to other people. Really, really profound work. And really, this whole month is all about healing and then celebrating, healing and then celebrating, healing and then celebrating. That is the theme. Okay, so we have, since the Mercury retrograde is still going on the 28th of December, it is actually going to get into Ophiuchus. So even more of that that healing of the self, of the way that we talk to ourselves, is the way that we think about ourselves, the way that we communicate about ourselves as leaders, is going to be even having an extra pulse of Mercury in Ophiuchus healing. So we're going to have so much more that we're going to be able to express and to say out into the world, right? There'll be an even deeper layer of it while Mercury is in Ophiuchus for just a few days before it starts going back into Sagittarius. So again, really powerful time to expand your words as a healer, to have a healing message go out, maybe even have a post or something that you say for the world as a holiday message, right? As a holy days message, that you have all of this healing for the world available within you. And what is that message? What is it that you want to communicate, and how can you do that really creatively? So this is what this Mercury going back into Ophiuchus gets to support us with. Then on the 30th of December, Mars goes into Sagittarius. So Mars will have been in Scorpio and then Ophiuchus this whole time. And then it is in Sagittarius. So again, we'll have so much more action, so much more gusto once Mars is in Sagittarius, to really move ourselves forward, to create new things, to create new ideas, to create new offerings into the world, to create a new way of sharing our offerings with the world, and to really feel a sense of expansiveness that we really get to explore with ourselves. Like, thinking about it as, what can you explore in your marketing? Is it a new channel? Is it a new format? Is it a new way of being? Is it working with someone new, right? It's really like, what will expand you? What team, what people, what connections will expand you during this time? And so it's really thinking about, like, what will grow you, what will 10x you, what support, what systems will support you, and what action do you need to take in order to make that happen. This is what Mars in Sagittarius is really here about. And it's also a message of, where do you need to go in the world? Where do you need to visit? Where do you need to be, right? Again, it's those retreats that I talked about earlier. It's, where do you need to go to on retreat? Where do you need to bring people together? What kind of community settings do you need to have? I know I'm going to be having some stargazing events. I'm going to be planning my retreats for next year. So this is a really powerful time to start doing that, to start speaking to it, to start taking massive action towards it. And then finally, on the last day of the Gregorian calendar, on the 31st, we have so much happening. We have Jupiter retrograde ending, which is, again, so much more expansiveness. This means your community is going to be expanding. The people that you're here to serve is going to be expanding. And how you even think about your own mission and your own ability to serve is going to expand so much at this time once Mercury is out of retrograde. Venus is going to move into Scorpio, which means that the depths that you're willing to love, the depths that you're willing to share yourself, the depths that you are able to manifest from, is going to be so expansive. And these two together is so, so profound. It's like pushing the power button on yourself. and really, really deeply seeing how you can love and care for your clients and how you can grow that love and care. And it's really connecting to in your heart, like, wow, I get to have such a massive impact on my clients and I can impact even more people. And this is how I'm going to do it. And you will have that clarity and you will have that love coming to your heart for the work that you do and for the people that you do it for. And it'll just be so expansive as we move into this new year. So really, really powerful time. Healing, celebrating, expanding. Healing, celebrating, expanding. That is what December is all about.